They need wins, right? They're trying, like all those teams bunched up in the West, they're trying to stay out of the play-in. If they stay out of the play-in with Butler, I continue to think there's a good question on the screen. How legit are the Warriors? I think they're legit.
I think they're legit, too. And this has been a slow-building snowball. I don't know what the analogy is for me, because at first I was like, But I think I have tremendous respect for the playoff experience of Draymond Green and Stephen Curry. And when you look at Jimmy Butler, I mean, arguably air quotes around this, but he's kind of fresh as he would be at this point in the year, considering the games that he missed.
He didn't take a bunch of games off.
Yeah. I mean, you know how that goes, right? But it is basically your best version of playoff Jimmy with, what was it, 25 games or so to go during the regular season, and it looks great.
Look, I think Golden State's the third best team in the West. The reason I was so frustrated about the way things went.
Meaning, just to be clear, the first two are OKC and Denver?
And Denver, yes.
Okay.
Which is why I was really excited to see how they'd look against Denver, because you have Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein inside for Oklahoma City. You have Nikola Jokic inside for Denver. I don't know if Golden State, with their size, can handle that, but I think they're better than every other team. You see the depth and versatility they have across the roster. The combination of Jimmy and Steph have fit perfectly. I think this team is deep. They're playoff tested. They're awfully good. It's just a matter of if they can stay healthy.
First round matchups are going to be fascinating, particularly in the West. Let me show you some other action last night. Cavs and Clippers. And I just avert your eyes if you're squeamish. Monica, what happens to Evan Mobley, God bless him, on this play is just not fair, guarding James Harden. Oh, no.
And Evan Mobley is one of your better bigs on the perimeter. But that's James Harden.
Might be Defensive Player of the Year. That was a heck of a move.
That is James Harden, who I think has not gotten enough credit for keeping the Clippers afloat when Norman Powell went down and as Kawhi Leonard has been in and out of the lineup.
It's just not a fair matchup. 10 minutes to go in the fourth. Kawhi not. How good was he last night, Bontemps?
He is looking like Kawhi Leonard in these highlights. And if Kawhi is able to play at the level he's capable of, this Clipper team is awfully, awfully interesting, and nobody is talking about him at all.
That guy's one of the reasons. Ivica Zubac's 28 points, 20 rebounds last night. Kawhi had 33, and the Clippers bank a big win, 132-119. So you got the Cavs going down. You got the Celtics in action against the Nets last night. Boston going for its 50th win. No Jason Tatum in this game. So, of course, Monica, they turn to Baylor Shireman, and he comes up with 20 points.
This was not necessarily on my bingo card, but it does reiterate the point of how much depth the Celtics have this season.
He's the first Celtic rookie to score 20 in a game since Peyton Pritchard did it. Did we mention Peyton Pritchard? Here he comes in a 4-point game in the fourth quarter. Celtics up by 7. And then I said this to you yesterday, Bontemps. Kristaps Porzingis is the key to everything. If he is healthy, in my opinion, the Celtics are unbeatable.
I agree. I think if their top 6 guys, including Porzingis, are healthy, they're the best team in the league and they win the title.
And if he's not, in my opinion, they don't. Porzingis, 25 points, 13 rebounds. But here's the note I like from last. Oh, congratulations to Schneierman as they pour stuff on him. Despite the win, the Celtics are no longer the favorite to win the title at ESPN Bet. The Thunder have moved ahead of them. This is the first time since October of 23 that the Celtics are not the betting favorites to win the championship. So, Monica McNutt, I turn to you. You got that palatial estate of yours, wherever it is?
Wherever.
Right now, if I told you you have to bet it on one team to win the NBA championship this year, ESPN Bet is telling you that team should be OKC. Are they right?
All right, so I get it.
Question.
Hold on, Bontemps, it's TV. I got to explain myself now. I get it. I totally get it. I just had the Oklahoma City Thunder in person. They are playing with tremendous force on both sides of the ball. SGA is special. To me, as we just said, Boston, not only do they have the best 6 if you want to, or their 6s are match up well, the experience. You cannot deny the experience of the Boston Celtics having done it last year. And so I would not take this bet because I do believe Boston's path to get where they were last year, there's still a group that's trying to do more.
I would bet my house on the Thunder and Celtics playing in the finals. I think people have really discounted the Thunder all season. They've been a dominant team all year. They've got a plus 12 net ratings, one of the best in the history of the league. The only reason people are not talking about them as a surefire finals favorite is because of the fact they haven't been there before. It's the only thing you could point against them. They've got the potential of the MVP, and this guy right here, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They've got depth and versatility at both ends of the court. They are incredibly deep, probably the deepest team in the entire NBA. The only reason, again, that anybody's saying anybody else can win, that the West is wide open, is because they haven't seen the Thunder do it.
And it's because the other teams in their conference have, and this is from an attention standpoint, not from, they have LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic.
100%.
So there's a lot of people that we've seen do it in the past, and that's what we expect. But do you agree OKC in the West?
I do agree OKC in the West. And just to, I think it's important, if you have time to get in the weeds a little bit on OKC, again, just had this team. Even though 3 years ago they were winning 25 and 24 games, there's a process there. And I know we've heard that in other organizations. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Kenrich Williams, you talk about Lou Dort, those are guys that have been core to developing their way, so to speak. And the force on both sides of the ball, the numbers bear it out. You really cannot take them for granted.
No. I mean, they've been the best team in the West by far since the ball got thrown up for the first time in October. We'll see if they remain that way when we get into June.
NBA,